Okay, guys. So let's carry on with this topic of California wildfire. So I want to talk today about the consequences of the California wildfire. Yeah, it destroyed more than just landscape. That's what I want you to know. So the past week, what we've seen is devastating losses in the state, right? From home that are reduced to ashes to life forever altered, right? And the impact of those wildfire, this stretches far beyond the flame themselves. And this is what I want to spend some time talking to you about so that you understand what is at stake here. Yeah. So let's move forward. Hello again. How are you doing? My name is Tony T. I'm the founder and CEO of Renewables in Africa. What we do is very simple. We raise awareness about renewables energy and sustainability. So if you're interested to break or expand into countries of Africa, we are your eco bridge to this market. And I want to help you with visibility, lead, and deal sales. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Or if you're looking to decarbonize, we again at your eco bridge, and we can help you to sustainable pathway and can help with anything like carbon footprint assessment, carbon reduction strategy, carbon accounting. Reach out to us, talk to you, book a meeting, and we can show you what we've done for other people and what we prepare to do for you. As simple as that. Is it correct? Excellent. Now, today I want to talk about the consequences of the wildfire that we've seen. Yeah. And the various consequences, as you can imagine, far beyond what I say, just the landscape. So I want to talk about, first of all, the environmental devastation. So we're talking about here more than 38,000 acres of forest and natural habitat that have been destroyed. It's wiping out an entire ecosystem. Could you imagine that? Yeah, that's really big losses. And also the fire, they release massive amount of CO2 in the atmosphere. And that CO2 usually is trapped in the trees, the forest, the vegetation. Now it's out. And if you've been looking at my video on Sunday, I've been explaining that depending on which kind of vegetation, you can have more or less CO2 because some, I would say, trees actually capture a lot more CO2 than others, right? That's what I've been saying. And all of that is further accelerating global warming. And you also have toxic runoff, from burn area. That's why you see people wearing masks. And that's likely to contaminate, water supply downstream. So from that environmental devastation, you clearly can understand what is what are the consequences here. And on top of that, I want to talk about the human impact. Yeah, we're talking about what? We're talking about, over 150,000 residents that have been evacuated, and most of them lost their homes. And bear in mind, guys, not all of them are wealthy enough to the point that they can afford a second home, right? So it's sort of terrible. And after, they will have to deal with insurances, and that is not an easy piece of job. You have community, near Los Angeles that are dealing with hazardous air quality, smoke particle that will worsen, respiratory condition like asthma. Think about these people. And you also have, don't forget, that may be the part we won't talk too much about that, but what about the mental health issue? Yeah, because being displaced, losing loved ones, all of that, it's traumatic in many places. And it would take time for these people to recover. Imagine you have a home, because usually we have an emotional attachment to the place where we're living in. Imagine you just lose it just in a day like that, a place where you've been living for years. You forge your memories, and all of a sudden it's gone. Yeah, imagine how you will feel, and that's how many people are feeling these days. So that's another aspect that we need to take into account here, and that is part of the consequences. And I can't forget the economic toll, obviously, because the cost, for example, of the Palisade fire is estimated that we're talking about more than 20 billion. That includes the firefighting cost, the property damage, the lost productivities. We're talking about businesses in affected areas that are closing temporarily and some permanently, just to destroy infrastructure in unsafe condition. So this is always what I say, that we don't want to get there. If we can avoid it, avoid it. Yeah. So, and that's what sometimes for, I would say, emerging market, I always say, hey guys, I know we say that we want economic development, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to use fossil fuel because other guys develop like that. Okay, but look as well what's actually people have to face right now. If there is a way you can avoid it and do better, why not? Yeah, and it doesn't sometimes come enough in the conversation, but that's probably somebody is another conversation for another day. So I'm going to say that consequences of those wildfires, they extend far beyond what we can see, and even after, for us watching that, we we look at that, that's the news of the day, but in a couple of weeks, we will have moved, news cycle will have moved to something else. Those people will stay with those disasters, with those consequences, and live with it for years before they can recover, if they recover at all. Yeah. So it affects the environment, it affects the economy, it affects the health in ways that will last for years, as I say. In addressing all of these consequences require both immediate action and long-term planning. So hopefully it gives you a better understanding as well, guys. So that's only to you as usual. You want to like, you want to comment, share, and let me know what you're thinking, guys. Yeah. Be great to hear from you guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.